of us are broke? Perfect. This session is for broke people. Yeah. All right. Now, we'll be hearing a lot about Web3. But the question is, how do we make money now? Right? How do we make money today, tomorrow, next tomorrow? Not those big ideas. They are so complex that if you start it now, the next 5 years, you are still building. True of us? Yeah. So we want to talk about something you can do right now. How many of you go to your lecture halls and you write? Right? How many of you use your WhatsApp and you type? You do that, right? Technically, they're trying to play who I am, but I'm just that guy, that regular guy. Okay? But we are going to go through a lot today, in a very short time. I'm going to explain a lot for you, and we are going to see how we can get started in a few minutes. Is that okay? Okay? I love what the speakers have done. Super. Can we put our hand together for them, please? Awesome work. I'm going to look at two questions, and one of them was for somebody over there talks about Solana. Who was the person, please? Is he still around? Okay, it's not around again. And also for that lady that talks about how can Web3 be applied in today, right now. How can I use it? I'm going to tell you the most simplest way to apply Web3 today. Okay? And I'm going to tell you it's all about what? Technical writing. And we are going to get right to it. It's going to earn you money as soon as possible. Everybody right, true of us. We all right? But the question is, you are yet to apply your knowledge into something that is important. Now, the first and the most important thing here, while the speakers were talking, you were writing, true of us. Right? But do you know somebody wants to read what you just wrote? But the question is, you've never thought about putting it in a place where other people can read, right? Somebody also says something, I have the same idea, and the other guy has the same idea. How many of you have heard this thing? It's better to have 1% in a $1 trillion company than have 100% in a $0 company. Do you know that? It's better to just have what? 1% in something that is what? Growing. Than have 100% in something that is not doing what? It's not growing. Now, my topic is cryptocurrency, the future, the past, the present. Do we have my screencast? No. Okay, please move on to the next slide, please. Everybody has been asking, where is crypto going? Crypto, they carry us go where we know. The price keeps doing what? Up and down, up and down, up and down. Please move on. I'm going to be very fast. To understand crypto, we must find that its past, why it thrived. Okay? Move on. In 2008, Bitcoin was born by this man, Satoshi Nakamoto. Nobody actually do know him. I don't know him too. Okay? The center focus of crypto was decentralization. But somebody asked a question. I'm going to answer the questions today. He said, if Solana is decentralized, then how come it crashed? It's not supposed to have a single what? It's not supposed to have a single what? Crash center where it can crash at once. But what we don't understand, Solana was built on top of the what? The blockchain. So definitely, technically, nobody is telling you, but this is true. It is not as centralized, it's not as decentralized as they are making you feel it is. It is being controlled. If you misbehave on Binance, what happened to your account? They block it, right? But it's supposed to be decentralized, true of us. So who is blocking it? Your account is on somebody's what? Platform. And whoever has the platform controls everything. And that's true. But most of us can't really build our own smart contract on the blockchain because it's a lot technical. I'm not here to tell you how to build smart contract. I'm a smart contract developer, but that's way more advanced. I'm going to tell you how to make money now. Okay, let's quickly move on. In 2017 was the year of Bitcoin. That was the year Bitcoin climbed to $20,000. That was the highest. That was the highest at that time. Now, this was really important. Market cap for all cryptocurrency reached $820 billion in January 2018. Next slide, please. Contrast with Apple that reached 1 trillion in 42 years. Bitcoin almost got there in less than what? 10 years. The question was, what was it all about? What made crypto so what? Valuable? I technically write for a few companies, and one of them pays me in Bitcoin. And recently, I got a gig from another company, and they only pay through what? PayPal. How many of you know PayPal here? Now, this is where it became really interesting. How many of you know that you can't receive payment through PayPal in Nigeria? Right? So, see, today, I have not been able to collect my money. My money is still pending. Over $400 is still pending somewhere. Yeah. I've been praying to God back and forth, but technically I'm not praying. It's just a normal stuff. But the issue here is this. If it was Bitcoin, I would be able to pay it instantly, right? But because these platforms are built by people and they control every single thing, it becomes harder for you to do what? To make your way. And it's not really PayPal's fault. It's as a result of you know who, right? All right. Now, in 2021, Bitcoin got to the highest, which was what? $64,000 for one single Bitcoin. And that was really cool. It really got so high because people felt it was decentralized and it was anonymous. I could actually send money from this man to this man, and then nobody has to ask me, why am I sending the money? Okay, the very first time $1 million entered my account, they blocked my account. Bank blocked my account. I had to go to the bank, and I was explaining. Like, I'm a content writer. How are you? But all of this could have been avoided in a more decentralized world system. That was the most important factor. Okay? It is extremely getting difficult to transact money around the world because of how centralized it all is. Now look at the Ukraine-Russia war. What was the biggest issue? The first thing the United States did was to lock Russia from the SWIFT system, the SWIFT payment system, which means that Russia could not transact with the rest of the world. So having a payment system was really, really critical. And Russia decided to do what? Open another what? Channel. 2022 saw crypto what? Drop. Let's quickly run through. Let's get to where. Will crypto rise again? I wrote an article on that, but we'll leave that for the future. While people are speculating, the right question is, what is in need for me? Where do I come in? Most of us were not early adopters of this whole idea. Some people have started way before us, right? Some people have started making money way before we did. Some people that have started when Bitcoin was $100. Thank God for your life. Those that started when Bitcoin was $1,000. Thank God. But we cannot enter right now. Bitcoin is $20,000. That's way too expensive. When are we going to start? And when are we going to make money? And most of us are young people with little or no finance. So imagine putting all your money in Bitcoin. Early in the morning, you wake up, you open the app and look. 2 minutes later, you open the app again. If the thing drop 1 cent, panic. So, but all of that is not going to favor us. It's not going to favor us right now. Now, 5 ways to make money in crypto. Now, this is where the real meat of the whole talk is all about. Okay? It seems bad people don't want you to see the 5 ways to make money. Okay, but I think I'm going to wrap it all in my head. The first thing I talked about was buying and selling crypto. Let's keep that one aside. That was for just to make the thing long. Buying and selling crypto. Most of us do not have the serious finance to keep that running. Now, there are 2 main ones I'm going to pick for you. The second one was NFT. NFTs are beautiful. Somebody here talked about NFT, and that was really awesome. But most of us really don't really know what to do with all of that. There are so many millions of people selling NFT on OpenSea, on all these sites, and nobody has bought their own. So where would they buy my own? Okay? So all of that really doesn't get us where we want to be. The third one, and one of the most interesting, I think that was where Mr. Ogaga comes into play. Content writing. And 2, community management. Somebody say something about managing a WhatsApp group before. And say, if you can manage a WhatsApp group, you can manage a community for what? Any Bitcoin organization working. But I will skip to what I know very well, which is content writing, and I will get to community management at the very last. Now, how do I start content writing? Most of us post really awesome stuff on Facebook. How many of us still post on Facebook here? If you know you still make posts on Facebook, let me see your hand up. So we still make posts. How we stop? Okay, technically for me, I love writing posts, funny posts. I like writing funny story. I went viral for a few of my posts I made on Facebook. Really awesome post. I wrote about Yahoo, but the first one, and the reply. If you check it on Google, you can actually find me there. Awesome post. But I realized something. Why these companies were making super good money for me, I was making what? Nothing. Okay? Somebody says something. When something is free, when something is given to you free, you become the what? The product. So technically, for all of us sitting right here that still post on Facebook, I still do post on Facebook, but once in a very long time. We are all products for what? Facebook. People send their ads and bombard you money tonight. If you go on Jumia, you come back to Facebook, you see 1,000 posts of what you just looked on Jumia right there on your Facebook, and you wonder, why are these people pursuing me? Okay? But all of this, I took myself out of Facebook for a while and decided to say, okay, where do I start from? And the very first place I started from was Medium. Medium is an avenue just like every social media, but for what? Writers and people that can do what? Write. All right? Now, you don't have to be crafty. You don't have to have many cents to write. Write whatever you can. Make 1,000 mistakes. Nobody cares. All right? But the first and the most important thing is to get yourself out there for people to do what? See you. And I'm going to tell you how interesting this is for me. Early December, I took a break from work. I was frustrated. I was tired. I was in this rat race. Okay? What we do at Learn, we run trainings. Technically, we run training for schools. We run training across Nigeria for students, super students. So I really get back to them. That was our main focus. But I needed, they said people who are millionaires are people that have extra source of what? Income. So I needed a platform to get me a what? Extra source of what? Income. And one evening, I was talking with a friend, and he was telling me about Bitcoin. I was like, if you go into trading, you will make it big. And I was like, boss, how much did you invest in Bitcoin? He said, I put 7 million. So that I don't fall my hand, I was like, where am I going to get 7 million naira for to invest in Bitcoin? He said, you have to buy this coin, that coin, that coin. Oh, calm down. Where am I starting from? So it got me really thinking. I went back to my house and I sat down. I'm a programmer. That's what I do. I wouldn't have time to do what? Check trade. All right? I don't have time. I can build a boat to run my trade for me, but I am not going to sit down and do what? Check a trade. Technically, I won't do that. So, what did I do? What did I do next? I decided to say, okay, why don't I just start learning about Solidity, Web3? This was early January. Pay attention. We'll get there. Early January. So I started learning. I took a lot of tutorials. I bought my first Udemy course with my last money. No, not my last money, Sha. But I bought a course and I started doing what? Learning from it. And this was the most important thing I did. While I was learning, I decided to document my learning on Medium. Pay attention. At this point, I never knew I could earn money from what? Writing. I only decided to document my learning so that I can go back my own self to go and read it. Not for anybody to do what? Read. Because in Nigeria, we do not really care about what? Anybody. And reading. Only me. Let me just learn it for my own self. But I decided to just do that. So every single class I take, I will document it and I will start writing about Web3. I wrote my first article and I titled it, how to create a lottery smart contract. You can find if you check on my Medium account right now, you can actually see that was the first article I wrote. But because I was documenting it, I wrote it so extensively. Like step by step to step by step. And then, I saw first 2 people clapped on it, because Medium is clap, not a like or comment. 2 people clapped on it, I was like, super cool. That evening, I got 10 followers from 0, 10. And then I got my first message. Hello, I love the way you write. can you publish this on our blog? And like, makes sense. Let me do what? Try. Then, that was Coinbase. Coinbase was the first people to ask me to what? Publish on their blog. So I did that. And it was free. Immediately, 2 days later, I got another message. Hello, we like the way you write about blockchain. Can you write for us? I was like, cool, I can write for you guys. At this point, I had no knowledge about what? Payment. And it's not free. We are going to pay you. How much? $350 per article. Yes. That was LogRocket. If you go on LogRocket now, you can see my articles there, absolutely there. Check on LogRocket. There is a super amazing blog that writes about every single thing. I wrote on LogRocket. And the first day, like Mr. Ogaga said, the first time the alert comes in, there's this, I'll tell you what I did. I went to where they used to sell those roasted chicken, those big ones, not those small ones. I didn't buy the small one. I bought the full roasted chicken and Hollandia. But the point was, that was my first journey into what? Technical writing. But the key thing I'm trying to bring you up to notice is that it doesn't matter if somebody's going to pick your blog, to pick your article or not. But the key thing is that put yourself out there and start writing. Most community advocates are picked just like this. Most founders will see your article and be like, oh, you write something that we are passionate about. Can you help us on our what? On our company and help us do what? Manage our Discord channel. Manage our Telegram group. Manage. And these guys, they don't pay you money that regular Nigerians will pay you. They pay you to be okay. Okay? I write technically for 4 different blogs, company, and they all pay me. The 5th one is these wicked people that refuse to pay me aside using what? Paper. But that's on the low side. So technically, you can start doing what? Writing. Now, another most important thing is, gentlemen, you can be able to create your own blog. We talked about Linda AKG being one of the most richest bloggers, and you wonder, how did she make it? True of us. Where is the money coming from? Where is it passing? Are people paying her money? How many adverts are they doing on the platform that they are paying her all this money that she's buying us in Banana Island? The point is, there are multiple streams of income from just having your own blogs. Super cool. I would love to teach you about how to monetize a blog, but that will not be for today. Okay? So you can start doing what? Create your blog. And there's a super way to start for free. €0. I wrote about 10 different hosting sites. You can host your blog for free. Absolutely free. The one I'm using currently is Infinity Free. There is a Google Cloud service to host your blog for free. There is Wix. There are about 10 other ones that you can actually use to start doing what? Writing. You can write about economies. You can write about what the person said she was reading here the other time. You can write about it. Somebody wants to read about it. All of us will spend time on Google searching for different things. True of us. Who wrote those stuffs? Who? People are writing stuff there, and articles can never be what? Can never stop, because new things are coming what? Daily. People want to hear about the latest technology. People want to learn about the latest thing in physiology. People want to learn absolutely everything. Okay? So you can do that, all right? And to make your article extremely easy for people to read, you can use these 4 tools. The first tool I normally use is Grammarly. If you can't pay for the premium version, you can use the free version. Okay? The second one is use Dropbox, so that it's easy for people to help you what? Edit your what? Article. The third one is use Anyway to search for plagiarism. Please do not plagiarize somebody else's article. They will find out. And if you are caught, that is the end for you for article writing. So if you do all of these, I bet you in a couple of weeks, I'm not saying of months, I'm not saying of years. If you do this consistently over a short period of time, you can start earning a few money that will make your every month seems like this life is not that hard like the way we think it is now. So that is some of the things you can start doing and you'll be fine. I think my time is up. Thank you very much for your time, and I'll meet you again.